ass up, let him juvenile. Full side.
Hey, yo, ass you crazy for this one.
Wild Wednesday, baby.
All right, this week we are doing something special. Well, special to us because, you know, we don't dabble in the white wines often.
Yes.
We are doing a Gewurztraminer.
Yes. Damn it. Oh, were you expecting me to say it?
Should I attempt to spell it? Gewurztraminer.
Boom.
I think that's it.
Yeah. It's phonetic. It's phonetic. Oops, sorry, I put it in the fridge. But this is what she looks like. We went to Safeway.
We did.
Because we couldn't find a proper wine store. The liquor store looked a little shady, so we went to Safeway.
We were going down an actual neighborhood and it was like, it's up here on your left.
Like, yeah, I doubt that this
residential.
I mean, they might have a personal LLC, but no thank you. So, this is what we picked up. The Gewurztraminer. And this one's is really, I've only had from Napa, and this one's from Monterey. So very exciting to try it.
All right, so Gewurztraminer is a special little grape from the European region, although all grapes are from there at the end of the day. So, you know, we try to claim things and then we realize our country's only 300 years old and here we are. So Gewurztraminer is a rose-colored grape that performs really well in cooler climates. It's actually a child of what was the Traminer grape, and Gewurztraminer basically means spiced white grape. So there was a Traminer grape before it that the Gewurztraminer sort of, you know, morphed into from the Traminer grape. The Traminer grape is no longer used because it's
ugly. No, I'm just
she's not giving me spice. She's not giving me body. Gewürz literally means in German spiced, so it's spiced white grape. So it's not really giving us anything, so people tend to use the Gewurztraminer now, and Traminer is not really even used at all. So the grape has a naturally high sugar content, which could end up meaning high alcohol depending on when the grape picker decides to pick it. It's usually an off-dry wine, and it has the same aromatic compounds as lychee. So that's going to be a pretty significant, if you've ever had lychee, and plenty of people who haven't.
I haven't
Have
yet.
you?
No.
I've only had it because my grandfather really liked it, and he used to, you know, make mango juice and have lychee, and he was, you know, just loved to see a lot of grapes in person. Because, like, you know, Genesis gets the opportunity to go through different vineyards, and that's really cool to be able to see how the sausage is made. So this grape actually comes from the Alsace region in France, which is really close to the border of Germany and Switzerland. So
Hold, please.
Yes.
Sorry. Archer! You're being rude. Sorry. From the top.
on the top. It's the second most grown white grape in the Alsace region, and that is due to the cooler climates there. Though the Gewurztraminer grape does like warm and dry summers, the Alsace region can kind of provide that. But it's really well grown in the different California AVAs, but it's pretty well grown all over the US actually.
A wine varietal that's comparable to Gewurztraminer. I have to put on an accent in order
Do
to
it
say
every time.
Gewurztraminer.
No, Gewurztraminer.
Oh, wine varietal that's similar to this one is Moscato. Mixed Moscato. That's not an endorsement. That's just like it's like a bodily reflex. And and it's comparable to that because it's like another sweet wine, but this differs where it has a little bit more alcohol content, it's a little bit more sweeter, and it's a little bit more acidic where in comparison to Moscato. But just to give you guys a little, you know, a little taste comparison. So as Priya was saying, this varietal tends to be harvested early on in the season. Kind of a sweet spot where they can get that lychee?
Yes.
Lychee taste. If you harvest it a little bit earlier before it's not fully ripe, then it's gonna give you citrusy notes, a lot of grapefruit, a lot of oranges. Late harvested Gewurztraminas taste a little bit more like tropical fruits like pineapples and mango. So very fruity, you know what I'm saying? Fruit forward, as they say in the industry, and just very fun and sweet. It's sweeter than most of the wines that we would actually like to, or it's sweeter than the wines that we normally drink.
Yeah.
But we've been dipping a toe into a lot of white wines, sweet wines, and it's been great. Dip a toe. Yes. Yes, harmonizing, giving you harmonies.
So because that grape is picked rather early in the season, I mean, it has a high sugar content, so that in turn might mean that it has a high alcohol content. But with most Gewurztraminers, they want to be on the safe side so they don't ruin their grapes and pick for a late harvest, and that's why you would see a Gewurztraminer have a lower alcohol content.
Yeah, and like Pri was saying, this is already high in sugar content, so it actually does better in warmer climates because, cooler climates. It does better in cooler climates because warmer climates is gonna up that sugar intake, and sometimes it ruins the wine and just kind of blows it out. So it does better in cooler climates, Napa Valley, and then this one in Monterey, growing in the cooler mountains over there.
Over there.
So this is made from Fetzer. Yes.
Fetzer Winery, and is it in Monterey?
I think so. I think she is. Yes. Oh no, they're also in
Mendocino
County, California. But I guess they have some vineyards in Monterey, and this is where this was harvested. And right from the website that this was fermented in steel oak. Think of steel oak, listen to that. Stainless steel.
Steel tanks.
Steel wood. This was fermented in stainless steel, and all that means is that they have a little bit more control, whereas oak, whether that be American or French, they kind of have to play their cards right because it's going to soak up that flavor. Remember as we have told you before in previous videos, stainless steel is neutral, so they get to control the oxidization, how much oxygen the wine, and it also it's a better fermentation process for younger wines that you're going to kind of drink right as they get produced in their vintage. So you learn some new things. Stainless. I hope you guys didn't hear that. Just the noise he makes. All right, cheers. Even though this is our second.
No, we're just sniffing. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. Almost floral, but it's very God, it has just an amazing smell. Very aromatic, very fruity. I'm actually getting like melon.
Yes. And I think that's where like the lychee comes in, the melony, like really sweet lemon, strawberry mix.
Yeah, melon, maybe apricot. I'm getting like stone fruit.
Yes. A little bit of peaches.
Got the gigs.
And we're sober.
We're sober, believe it or not.
No, actually. I know we come on here and we say we're sober, but
we're dancing all over, sweating up a storm.
But this time, we're sober.
We're sober.
All right, I think we're ready for the first taste.
Yes. first. All right.
So right off the bat, it's super sweet. You know, for me, I wouldn't even call it off dry. I mean, I wouldn't even call it dry. I would probably call it off dry. And they say medium sweet.
Yeah, but I think it's really sweet. And it has like medium acidity, would you say?
Yeah, it has medium acidity, and it is pretty sweet. Like, it is like a dessert wine. I mean, this would be so good with like a piece of cake or like.
Yeah, or even like I would actually pair this with something extremely spicy.
Yeah, I think today we're working okay.
Yeah, my mouth was watering from how acidic it was. Just
I think today what I'm going to do is a summer squash pasta, right? Is that what we're doing?
Salad. Yes.
A summer squash pasta, and we'll make it spicy to go with this. I think
we always make everything spicy.
Yeah.
So
red pepper, white pepper, black pepper.
So some of the tasting notes from the website is on the nose, melon. So we got that melon, peach. We did not look like
we got peach. We got peach. It says stone fruit, and it says apricot too. Oh, you know what? It says preserves. So when it says that, it's like the jammy. Like there's a difference between smelling a fresh peach and smelling jam. and it's like that's that warm summer quality that it's getting, you know,
and
it's cooking the grape a little bit.
Oh yes, and I can definitely taste it in here. It also says rose water as some of the tasting notes, candied ginger, and a touch of cinnamon spice. I'm not getting so much the cinnamon spice, but definitely the stone fruit, the melon is there, both on the palate and the nose. I think that's what they're saying with the spiced grape of this varietal, and I've read that somewhere where this grape naturally has that spiciness, that cinnamony. But we had this first from Chateau St. Jean,
yes,
and that too was a really, like, for me it's a cool summer wine. Like, you chill that bitch and then you pop the cork and you chill out. So I'm not getting the spiciness, but definitely the fruitiness and the floralness. Even though this doesn't, even though this doesn't have floral notes on its website. Maybe it's just me.
I'm getting floral for sure. The spiciness comes from, there's a French word called musqué or musk. We say musk here, but it's with the, you know, the little thing on the E. But that means that it was a clone of the Traminer that turned into the rose skin color. And then from that rose skin color grape that was a regular Traminer came the Gewurztraminer. It became spicy through some sort of gene, through some sort of, who knows what happens with science, but it became that kind of spiced grape through that. So that's called musk or musqué, or,
you know,
it's French.
Let's see. All right, so some other notes from the wine website, or Fitzer website, says this is 12% alcohol. I actually didn't expect it to be so high in alcohol. It's so damn sweet.
It's so sweet that you can't really even taste the alcohol. I mean, they should just like bump it up to 13 or 14. Just really just get us going.
Winemaker recommended pairing on the website is bread pudding. Oh, I love me some bread pudding. Bread pudding with apples, prunes, and walnuts. I think this is too sweet of a pairing, but to each their own. I also am not like a big sweet wine drinker, port wine drinkers, big bald red bitch. What? Big bold red bitch. There you go. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Ooh, guys, it's sustainable.
Yes.
It's a sustainable wine company. I love that. They continue its heritage of sustainable farming, energy conservation, and social responsibility. I love that.
Yes, because vineyards actually use a lot, an obscene amount of water. So I always love wineries that are really invested in their irrigation and sustainability, because it's agriculture, it's farming, and whatever they do impacts the community that they're in or the land they're in. So that's kudos, baby. Kudos to you.
And winemakers really do have to think about, like, sustainable is always going to be the best way to go, because eventually you're going to get to the point where your soil can give you no more. Like, your soil has run its course, it has given you all the nutrients it can give you, all the flavor profiles it can give you, and your soil is tired. So when they have sustainable farming, they're working on doing it bit by bit, plot by plot, so that they're not exhausting the earth.
Yeah.
And we will try to put you guys on to more sustainable wine companies, because we know how important it is and how much people are going hard for the environment right now.
As we must.
As we must.
Awesome. So let us know if you guys are trying red wines, white wines, sweet wine, red wines, white wines, sweet white wines, or if you just drinking, baby. Cheers. Ooh, I love that clank.